All right, so we got a new product for the truck. It's a tech deck. This is gonna go in the center console of the truck. Goes right here. Fits on there real nice. Let's get to it and do the install. All right, so the first step is gonna be I'm gonna get the tech deck in here, and I'm gonna mark the holes for drilling. That's those, and then there's two on top too, so don't forget those. So now we just got to remove this little piece here. I just used a little mini screwdriver, put it in the top right corner, and just pressed up, and it just popped out. And then I believe I should be able to just pull this side out now. Yeah, so you just be careful. Undo. There's two clusters of wires here. See the plugs just popped right out. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts that we're gonna take out. Let me show you those really quick. All right, so here's your 4 nuts in here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, so let's loosen those up. It's a 10 millimeter. Yeah, so I was able to get my hands up in there and pull. Felt fine. There's a lot of plugs on the back. Alright, so everything is unplugged. You can see there's a ton of them. So I have too small of a drill bit, but I didn't have the right size because I forgot my good sets at work right now. I'm just starting them. So that I know they're fat enough when I put the tech deck in. I'm not gonna do anything too crazy to them. I just want to make sure it doesn't crack. This plastic is pretty soft. It doesn't seem like it'll crack that easily. But boy, would I be pissed. On to the epoxy, and we got to drill some more holes. So I don't know if you can see right there. So those are my marks. So I'm going to end up drilling that hole. Okay, so we're pretty good, pretty far along here. So we got these bottom holes drilled out, which I'm sure you can see. This one's a little wider. When I put it in, it was pretty directional specific. It didn't say what directions to put it, but when I put it in the first time, both holes were off a smidge. When I took it from this way and then flipped it like this, they were dead on. So when you get it, if you put it in the first time, double check and see it, you know, right to left, it's going to be spot on. So I figured out which one it is. Now what's going to happen is I already checked, test fit it. We're going to put some epoxy in, get the screws in it with the tech deck in it, and let it set. The epoxy sets in 5 minutes. All right. So I'm going to verify which way this goes one more time. That's perfect. That's definitely the right side. So we'll pull this out of here real quick. Okay, so this is the way I want it to go. So epoxy needs to go on this side. Alright, so here's my adhesive. This is a 5-minute one. You probably don't gotta go crazy with this at all. Just a little bit. I mean, I feel like this is actually like more than enough. So now we have to insert this. So now let's grab the tech deck. We're going to attach it via the holes. So it's tight. So now we're gonna wait 5 minutes. We're gonna let that adhesive get sticky and harden, and then we'll put it back in and we'll install these wing screws. We'll end up taking this piece off, put it back, plug everything back in, put it back in, put the AC controls back in, and then we will reinstall the tech deck. But for right now, we're going to leave it like this, nice and tight. This is going to slide this in correctly. Which it was super easy. All right. Get my nuts here, bolts here, and the holes are lined up, which is always important. All these should thread in super easy. If you have any resistance, you're not doing it correctly. You just don't want it to go back in here, so you want it to be tight. So now we got that part in. Now we got to put the climate control back in. Big guy. If this was more complicated, I probably would check and make sure everything works right now. So it's held in there, obviously, pretty decently. So let's give this a shot. See if one of these holes are gonna line up, or. All right, so the first one went in. Now you don't want to be dropping your screws all over. So you only get the right amount. Okay, so I don't want to get tight on these yet. I want to put those Allen screws in now. I don't remember which one goes in easier, but I would like to start with the easier one. Well, I can tell you right now, even with just those 2 screws, this is pretty solid. Alright, next, let's put in all the screws. Wow, that thing is super, super solid. Okay, so now it's time to mount the balls like I did on this side. We're going to do them over here as well. The hardware that I ended up going with, because these mounts, like many RAM mounts, don't come with the hardware. Probably because they don't know what you're going to be screwing or mounting or whatever you're going to use this on. They don't know, so every case is different. An M5 and then size of these like set screws. I'm not actually sure what these are called, but use like an Allen key in them. They're M5, .80 is the thread, and then they're by 20 is the length. And that works well for 2 mounts. You could probably get away with like a 15 or something shorter if you only had 1. I went with 2. I'm probably only going to use 1 for a really long time. I don't even have an iPad, which is what I plan on using the other ones for. I'll probably get another phone mount, so whoever's riding shotgun can have somewhere to put their phone, because that'd just be cool for whoever wants to be my co-pilot for the day. And it'll be a cool spot to mount like GoPros when I'm off-roading and things like that. So I have 2 here, probably 2 per side. I'm probably not even going to use all 4. Nice and tight. This is cool. This thing is really solid. I'm super impressed. I mean, all the written reviews said it was awesome, so I wasn't that concerned that it wouldn't be. But I'm glad that it didn't disappoint. You know, you never know. The RAM mount here, I don't know which side goes where. I don't know if it matters, but I think the spring probably goes not to the ground. Goes in here, I'm guessing. This might be a little long. That is in my face, but it's pretty cool. All right, so after a mini scare, hazards work, clock works. It was still a little plug. The bottom plug just didn't click in, so that when I pushed it in initially, I accidentally had hit the hazards and they went on, so I thought it was good. But I must not have clicked it in, so I took it off, pulled the control, climate control. Well, I know what the problem was. And just pushed on it. It clicked right in. It worked immediately. I think I'm going to rock it right here for now. Use this pack of gum as a demonstration. When I'm driving, I can do this. I have the ability to hit it, nav, whatever. I can see my clock at this point. I can see my dials on my climate control. So that's pretty cool. After taking a little test drive, this thing's super solid. You know, it doesn't move anywhere. I mean, if I shake the truck, I mean, literally my camera mount over here is moving more than this thing is. So it's super solid. I think it's a great product. Easy install. Advice would be just take your time and don't forget to push all the clips in. I did check. Alright, so I used the Ram magnetic mount. You know, I had this one. It's hard to do with one hand. I can't. I mean, you could do it, but it sucked. Hit the volume button. It works good for what it is, but for everyday use, I bought a little insert. You know, you can just buy them for a few dollars on Amazon. This is like 25 bucks. It is a Ram mount, magnetic mount. This isn't what it's designed for, but it is rubber, so it's not going to scratch your case. And I tested the strength of it. It's 30 pounds. So it's pretty cool. Pivots, uses all the same functions of a Ram mount with the coolness of the magnet. Super easy to use, holds it sideways. Plus, if you ever needed to stick a Ram mount to the outside of your car, I mean, you have the magnetic mount ready to go. Thanks for watching.